What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. It's been a while, but things have happened, things are being worked on. So this is a bit of a precursor to what's going on, but you will be seeing a lot more of me in the start of 2025. There will be more videos to end the year, but it will lead into at least the plan is a whole hodgepodge of videos for next year. So I do want to make more of content. I know the last couple years have been very hit or miss, but yeah, it's been tough, but I'm trying to get better with it. So anywho, we're not here for that. We are here because it is the end of the year. It's award season. We're at the end of 2024, and right around the corner is the Game Awards. I'm recording this late. This is Tuesday afternoon. Game Awards are Thursday night. So I'm like, you know what? Before the voting ends and before the show begins, why not go through the Game Award nominees and let you know who I'm going to vote for and my thoughts on the games that were nominated. So without further ado, we're going to flip on over. Move over so you can see me and I'm not cut off. I'm going to skip any of the esports teams because I don't know anything about esports and I don't give a shit. So we're going to go right to the content creator of the year. Now the only two that I know out of this is Typical Gamer and Queso. I've been following him for, for 10 years at this point. Back when originally GTA came out in 2013, so. But my vote after watching him more this year is Queso. He is phenomenal, he is very funny, and I think he is genuinely going to win. And I hope he does. Okay. Next category. Most anticipated game is GTA 6. Listen, I know that was quick. Monster Hunter, Metroid, Ghost of Yotei, and Death Stranding all look great. Death Stranding, I have yet to finish. I will be finishing it very soon, but I don't know when. Ghost of Yotei looks great. Ghost of Tsushima, again, a game I never finished, but is one game I'm going to give a shot to. Metroid Prime, never played a Metroid game before. See what spam calls. And Monster Hunter, I've just never been into that series. But GTA, as much as I'm on the fence with open world games right now, I will always be excited for a new GTA. And obviously, it's been 11 years since the last one came out, so it's been a while, as many people have already said and mentioned. But yeah, hopefully this game actually comes out next year. I've heard some rumors it may get delayed to 26, but hopefully they're wrong, and hopefully they come out around the holidays of next year. But we shall see. Next up. Best Adaptation. Arcane, Fallout, Knuckles, Yakuza, and Legend of Lara Croft. Now, I'm going to be upfront, the only one I've seen is Fallout. So, that's the one I'm going with. But I am a huge fan of the Yakuza franchise. I haven't seen the show yet. I think they only came out with a couple episodes when it first released, so I was going to let more episodes get added to Prime. I will give it a shot. I've heard it's very mixed. I've heard very mixed reactions, but we shall see. But Yakuza is easily one of my favorite video game franchises out there. Infinite Wealth, easily one of my top games of this year. So yeah, if you guys have never played Yakuza, fucking go play them. They are very, very good. They're very strange and they're very chaotic, but they're very enjoyable. Best Multiplayer. Black Ops, Helldivers, Mario Party, Tekken, and Warhammer. Now the only ones I've played are Black Ops 6 and Helldivers 2. Tekken 8 I've heard amazing things. Warhammer I've heard great things. But if I'm going to be honest, one game that came out earlier this year that I really enjoyed was Helldivers. Black Ops is Black Ops. It's going to have its fans, and it's going to be enjoyable for either a long time or a short time. But Helldivers, I've actually wanted to go back to that more recently. I haven't, but it definitely left a lasting impression. And Mario Party, that's probably good. Mario Parties usually are good, and they're usually enjoyable. Okay. Best sports racing game? I don't care. The only sports game I really play is MLB The Show, and, I mean, obviously, if you couldn't tell from the sweater, but, you know what? For my friend's sake, I'm going to vote F1 24. It's because she's big into F1, and this guy right here, Carlos Sainz. So, yeah. I don't care about NBA, WWE, tennis, or soccer. F1 I don't really care for either, but then again, I haven't given it a chance, so. Oh well. Best Sim Strategy. Again, not my cup of tea when it comes to genre. Never played any of them. The only one I really know is Manor Lords, and I really don't even know much about that. But we're gonna go with it. I've heard good things about Frostpunk, but I'm just not into sim strategy games. I've played XCOM a little bit, but I don't know. Maybe I'll give it a shot. Best Family Game. Astrobot, Princess Peach, Mario Party, Legend of Zelda, and Plucky Squire. Now, the one that I think is going to win is Mario Party. 100%. Legend of Zelda is probably good. Plucky Squire, it was okay. Princess Peach, okay. But Mario Party, I think for a family game, I think that's going to win. But my vote is to Astrobot. This game is easily in my top 3 of the year. It was phenomenal. It was a beautiful love letter to everything PlayStation. And just all the cameos and all the bot characters representing 30 years of PlayStation. It was great. Best Fighting Game. Tekken 8 Multiversus, MVC Classics, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, and Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. I mean, I'm going to go Tekken 8. I really haven't played any of these. I played Multiversus a little, and that's not my favorite. I could see Arcade Classics winning, but I'm voting Tekken 8 just because of the great things that I've heard of it. Tekken's never been my thing. I tried it a couple times, a couple iterations, but I don't know. It's what it is. I'm not against Tekken, but Best RPG, Metaphor, Infinite Wealth, FF7, Shadow of the Erdtree, and Dragon Dogma. Again, not again, I never said it. In my opinion, and I'm sharing the opinion with a lot of people, I don't think DLC should be included in voting for things. I think if there's like a best DLC category, then it's fine. If Shadow of the Erdtree came out on its own, like if it was a standalone release, then that's fine. But the fact that you gotta play more than half, if not 3/4 of the game just to get to the DLC, and you gotta beat certain bosses just to get to, it's like, what's the point? Like, I don't, like, sure, it could be good. I've heard it's phenomenal. But, whatever, that's my opinion. Metaphor, I'm slowly working my way through. I love a good Atlas game. I'm a huge fan of the Persona series, so I think Metaphor is going to be amazing. But because this game is in a few other categories later down the line, and Infinite Wealth is not in much, I'm going to go with Infinite Wealth, because that game is amazing. And I'm very excited for Pirate Yakuza that comes out in February with Majima. Best Action Adventure. Astro, Silent Hill, Prince of Persia, Outlaws, and Astrobot. The other ones I haven't played. Outlaws, maybe I'll play it at some point when it drops to like $20, $30. Right now I'm not paying $70 for it. Silent Hill 2, I have bought. I haven't played it yet. I want to play it. It's been on my list. I got a lot of shit that I'm trying to work through, so we'll see what happens when I get to it. But yeah, Legend of Zelda is not my cup of tea, and Prince of Persia I've debated a couple times on buying, but just haven't gotten around to playing it, or buying it, for that matter. But Astrobot, I've said my piece. That game is amazing. Best action game: Stellar Blade, Warhammer, Helldiver, Black Ops, and Black Myth Wukong. Now, I haven't played it. There's a lot of games, if you couldn't tell, that I haven't gotten around to. Within the last couple months, I've had very minimal time to play really anything. So, Stellar Blade I've heard is great, and Black Myth Wukong I've played very little of, but I'm going to go with Black Myth Wukong just because of the type of action that it is. I've seen footage of the gameplay, and I played it a little bit. It's actually very fun. And by say I haven't played it, I mean like hours and hours. I played like maybe 1 to 2. Best VR AR game: Arizona Sunshine Remake, Asgard's Wrath 2, Arkham Shadow, Hellsinger VR, and Metro Awakening. Arkham Shadow, I've heard great things. Metro Awakening, I think, is a perfect fit for a VR game is a perfect fit for the Metro franchise. But I'm going to go Batman, just because of the fact that they're actually bringing another Arkham game, and I've heard it's very well implemented with VR. So, yeah. Best mobile game: ZZZ, Trading Card Pocket, Wuthering Waves, Balatro, or AFK Journey. My guess it's probably going to be Balatro or Zenless Zone, but I could also see it being Pokemon. I'm going to go Pokemon. Just because I've heard that game has completely taken over everything over the last month or so that was released. Yeah. Best debut indie game: well, the fact that my personal opinion, I hope Animal Well wins, because it's a game that's made by Video Game Donkey. But the fact that this game is voted for Game of the Year, I think Balatro is going to win. And I'm not a big poker guy. I haven't played it. There was one game that came out that I have dabbled in a little bit. It's sort of Balatro, but it's with blackjack. So it's Dungeons and Degenerate Gamblers. It's actually really fun. I may actually play that for a video soon. I don't know. We'll see. Alright, next up. Best indie game: UFO 50, Neva, Lorelei and the Laser Eyes, Balatro, or Animal Well. Okay, I'm going to vote Animal Well, just because I already voted Balatro, and I don't know anything about the other three. I'm not going to say anything about them because I literally know nothing about them. I've heard of them. I've heard of all three. Doesn't mean I know anything about them. Okay. Best community support: Baldur's Gate, Final Fantasy XIV, Fortnite, Helldivers, No Man's Sky. Now, usually I would say Fortnite, but the fact that No Man's Sky came out in 2016 and we're in 2024 and this game is still getting DLC, free DLC at that, it's still getting work done, it's getting amazing community support, it's gotten up to mostly positive, or very positive, on Steam after what it started with. I'm going No Man's Sky. This game highly deserves it. They deserve all the love and support in the world over their Hello Games for what they did to that. And I've owned this game since launch, but I haven't played it in years. Maybe it's time to actually give it another go and see what they've done. I think I will. Best ongoing: Destiny 2, Diablo 4, Final Fantasy XIV, sorry about the phone upstairs, Helldivers, and Fortnite. The fact that Helldivers sort of died out a tiny bit, I don't know much about Diablo. I'm going to go Fortnite with this one. Games for Impact: Tales of Zenzura Zao, Sanoa's Saga, Life is Strange Double Exposure, Indica, Closer to the Distance, or Neva. Now, Life is Strange, I've heard good things. Hellblade 2, I haven't played. But the one game I have played that's on here is Indica. This game is really good. This game takes the style of Hellblade and puts it in the shoes of a nun, essentially. Like, essentially, Satan is in her head, and you know what? I'm not even gonna say anything. Just go look up this game and go play it. It's like $20, $25. It is a great, great game. You will not be disappointed. Innovation in accessibility. Outlaws, Prince of Persia, Dragon Age, Diablo, or Black Ops. I don't tend to use a lot of these accessibility options, so I'm not the best to be asked about this. But I'm going to vote Call of Duty just because they usually do a great job with accessibility in an online shooter realm. Now, the other ones could be good too, I just don't know. Best performance. Melina Juergens, Luke Roberts, Humberly Gonzalez, Hannah Tell, or Brianna White. I'm gonna be honest, the only one that I know here is Melina. So I'm gonna go. I think Hannah Tell plays the main character in Life is Strange. I think she plays Max. But I haven't heard anything from Max, so I don't know. So just to be on the safe side, I'm gonna go Melina. Again, I don't know. They're probably all great voice actors because they're being nominated, but yeah. Best audio design. Silent Hill 2, Final Fantasy Rebirth. I'm gonna go Astrobot. I think Final Fantasy or Senua's Saga can win it, but the fact that Team Asobi always goes deep with the DualSense and the haptics and everything that you can feel, and just the atmosphere of the game itself, and the audio design, being able to hear all the different sounds and whatnot, they always do a phenomenal job. But I can definitely see a couple of those other ones winning. Best score and music. Okay, this... I'm going Metaphor, but I can also see Final Fantasy winning. Metaphor, all Atlas games have incredible soundtracks. Best art direction. Astrobot, I mean, yes, but it has the same type of art style as the other two games. Black Myth Wukong has a good art style. I'm going to go Metaphor. Neva has a good one, from what I've seen. But I'm going to go Metaphor just because, comparatively to Shimigami and the Persona series, this is a completely different take on the type of style of games that they do. So I think it's a cool change-up. Best narrative. Like Final Fantasy Rebirth, Infinite Wealth. As good Infinite Wealth is, I don't think it's going to win. Silent Hill 2, Hellblade 2, or Metaphor. You know what, this one I'm going to go with Final Fantasy Rebirth. Listen, again, I haven't played it, but everything that I've heard, it's an incredible story. But yeah, all of these games have incredible narratives. Best game direction. Outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. I'm gonna go Black Myth Wukong, just because for their first ever game, Game Science nailed it. Best game direction, because usually you get a game that, like, for example, like God of War 3 to God of War 2018, to where it's hack and slash to third person action, like over the shoulder action game, like that type of game direction. These, there's nothing that's really changing much. Metaphor is a different era of time. Shadow of the Erdtree is a DLC of the base game. Final Fantasy Rebirth is same type of style as the first remake. Balatro is poker. Astrobot bases off the other stuff while doing it better. Yeah. Can any of these games win? Yes. But that's my opinion and my thoughts. Oh yeah, I forgot I skipped 3 categories. And just like that, we are at the last category, Game of the Year. Got Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth Wukong, Shadow of the Erdtree, which I do not agree with a DLC being in the running, but that's neither here nor there. Metaphor, and Final Fantasy Rebirth. Now again, I'm going to mention this. The only game that I have 100% finished for the story is Astrobot. But that doesn't mean I don't know much about Black Myth or Metaphor. Actually, I don't know much about the other ones. Astrobot, I think Metaphor is leaning towards my Game of the Year, but I haven't played enough to do it. So I am going to say this. I'm going to vote for Astrobot for Game of the Year. Because for right now, that is the only one I finished. But I think when it's all said and done, because I will be finishing Metaphor, Metaphor, I believe, will be my Game of the Year. But I'm going to vote for Astrobot for right now. So, yeah. I think that will do it. Yeah. So those are my thoughts on the nominees for the 2024 Game Awards. Hope you guys enjoyed my thoughts and commentary on the different games. I know I don't play too many games. Things are just expensive. I got a lot of things going on right now. I got a lot of things I gotta pay for. So, yeah. Doesn't exactly help when games are $70 a pop nowadays, so with lack of time and everything, it doesn't exactly help. But I am working through some games, trying to play some more. I'm in the process of working through Indiana Jones. That game is really good. That game, I believe, will be in the top. Maybe even running for Game of the Year for me. But unfortunately, it is not in the category of Game of the Year because it released after the voting stopped. Oh well, what are you going to do? So with that, I think that's going to do it for me for now. You will be seeing more of me in the coming weeks leading up into 2025. So with that, I'm going to leave you guys. Have a great rest of your day. You'll be hearing from me very soon. Take care.